Over the next couple of nights, we're going to be talking with the two leading candidates for Clackamas County Commission Chair. It's a powerful position in one of Oregon's most populated counties with a budget of $1.7 billion. The current chair, Tootie Smith, is running for re-election. Her main challenger, former Clackamas County Sheriff Craig Roberts. Tonight, we'll hear from the former sheriff. Tomorrow night, from Tootie Smith. Craig Roberts was born and raised in Clackamas County. He serves as the county sheriff from 2005 through the end of 2020. That included a wild time or two, including devastating wildfires and much more. More recently, he's been retired, but not exactly unplugged. Still, I asked why he wanted to get back into the pressure-packed world of county politics.
Well, first of all, I'm probably just like a lot of people out there that have been watching what's going on in our communities, and from the homelessness to the drug and mental health issues to affordable housing and really to the overdoses that are happening, is that I honestly just felt like I could do something and step up and make some changes that could really make a difference. And it wasn't just that I know the county's finances, and I saw the direction the county was headed in, and I really felt it was the wrong direction, and concerned about services and programs that might be cut that are just so important to our community that I just felt compelled that I really do need to step up. I mean, I love our county and have seen it through a number of things throughout my career, and just feel like I kind of bring a skill set that could help get us on the right path.
What he's talking about are what he believes are looming cuts to many county budgets because of the building of the new Clackamas County Courthouse. The existing courthouse was built back in 1936, and there's wide agreement that it does need to be replaced. This is a rendering of what the new courthouse will look like. In 2021, the cost estimate was $189 million. By 2022, the cost had risen 60% to $313 million. The state of Oregon is paying roughly half the cost. But Clackamas taxpayers will be on the hook for the other half for the next 30 years. I asked Roberts what changes he would make.
The biggest issue facing the county, which I consider a financial tsunami, is a new courthouse that's underway. And I was in the planning process there when I was sheriff. I continue to ask the question, how are we going to pay for it? I know we need a courthouse, but the fact of the matter is I didn't see the county revenue as enough to cover this enormous cost. Right now it's about $366 million. 2025, they have a $125 million debt service. Let me remind you, the general fund budget is $155 million. It just doesn't add up.
And they don't want to go to the taxpayers for more money, right?
Correct. And the polling for them that was done with the taxpayers said 12% of the population supported a new courthouse. So the citizens did not want it. And so they were supposedly going to get some money from the state, which that is coming through. But a lot of other counties in the state of Oregon have said, we just can't afford it. We can get the money from the state too, but we can't afford it. Hood River was one. So I felt like we're not in a position to fund the courthouses as they saw it. And to this day, I really don't understand where all the money is going to come from and the services that really will be impacted both right now and to come.
So if you win the election, though, you'd be saddled with the courthouse. How would you handle that?
Well, one of the first things I would do is bring in an audit firm to come in and do a complete forensic audit of the county. And one of the things that a part of that has to be a citizen involvement. So I would have financial smart citizens that know county finance, bring them involved, and the unions involved, because what we find, I know we will have to make cuts, and what those cuts are. I do believe there are some ways we might be able to identify some funding. I might be reaching out to the governor or other people to say, just look, here's where we're at. This is devastating in our county. So the first step is really assessing where we really are, talking about the programs that we can save, and then move on from there.
So when you talk about cuts, would it be cuts to the planned construction or cuts to other budgets and leave that train rolling down the tracks?
Well, right now that ship has sailed. That courthouse is under construction, and I'm sure by the time, if I'm fortunate to get in office, I'll be the one that's responsible for picking up the mess.
Okay.
So,
But it's not like you can say, let's leave off the top floor or something.
exactly. Which was one of the recommendations I said, to scale it back, phase the project, do anything, but don't go the full construction, because it will have a devastating impact. But regardless, they went in that direction, and that's why I'm concerned about all these services. I can tell you, 16 years as a sheriff, every single budget was a fight for money to literally maintain what we have. So when I know they're adding this huge project, thinking, well, where's that money coming from? Because it has not been a cakewalk for the last 16 years as sheriff just to have a balanced budget. So that is my top concern, is really the financial future of Clackamas County.
All right, so that's a lot. When Robert says the budgets were always a battle in Clackamas County, he's talking about past history, but I got to tell you, that battle continues. Just about a year ago now, the new sheriff in Clackamas County, Angela Brandenburg, sent out a letter to the public warning that the county was taking control of her budget and cutting $5 million from it because the county needed $15 million to pay for the new courthouse. County commissioners reacted with outrage and said the change was simply an updating of internal costs that each department pays for county services. The budget year, by the way, is almost over now, and the sheriff is still saying that she'll need to cut $5 million because of that county budget. But back to our interview. While he was the county sheriff, Robert says he focused on mental health issues and drug and alcohol problems affecting the people of his county.
No, there's a whole host of other things that really separate me from Tootie Smith. I mean, one of the things that I really bring to the table, and that, you know, I'm an honor to be a part of, but, you know, I created the largest drug and alcohol treatment program in the state of Oregon, 80 beds. And it took us years to figure out how to make that program successful. We looked at national best practices. We have an 88% success rate. And our goal is, I cannot fix somebody's drug and alcohol issues in 30 days. It takes 12 to 18 months. We put you into clean and sober living, and there's accountabilities along the way. And so 2 years after they've been released from our program, there's no rearrest. They're doing well in the community. And it takes longer, and it has to be a commitment. And so right now, what's happening is, there is a lot of money for drug and alcohol treatment and a lot of services, but what is happening so often is they're throwing money at, let's get this building. It's the program that runs the building that makes the difference. It's not the building.
Robert says as county chair, he would continue to focus on programs that get people off the streets and also work to support affordable housing. And he says he would work to bring all sides together to work through the upcoming budget challenges that he believes the county still faces. So what do you think about the former sheriff, Craig Roberts? What he had to say, what do you think? Did he sway your vote at all? Share your thoughts, will you? Email us. The address is thestory@kgw.com, or call and leave a voicemail, 503-226-5090. I know not all of you are in Clackamas County, but yeah, we'd like to hear from you. Also, a reminder, tomorrow night will feature my one-on-one interview with the current Clackamas County Chair running for re-election, Tootie Smith. We dive into the budget and so much more. That's tomorrow at 6:30.